Welcome to another episode of Word Mentality on Grammar and Thongs, where I take you through the origin of a word or a phrase so that you know where it came from, and hopefully next time you use it you'll spell it correctly. Today we're talking about the phrase one fell swoop, which means when something happens in a sudden and sort of deadly or destructive, unexpected way. And you might hear it in a phrase like somebody came in and destroyed all of his life's work in one fell swoop. Now this is a phrase that's often misspelt and mispronounced. Most commonly people say one foul swoop, which makes sense to our modern ears because it's a foul and terrible thing that's happening. But I've also seen it spelt one foul swoop, as in the chicken, which when you look at the origin of the word, the etymology, this second one actually makes more sense or is closer to the origin than the first one. So let me explain where it came from, and then hopefully you'll always spell it correctly. The correct spelling is, in fact, one fell swoop. Now we don't use the word fell in this sense anymore. We use it in other ways, but we don't use it in this sense. Let me explain where it came from to help you. It came from an old French word, the word FEL, which meant evil. So we got the word fell. But like I said, we haven't used it as with that meaning of evil for a very long time. It has in fact been around for about 400 years. It was first written down in a work by Shakespeare, Macbeth, which many of you may have studied at school. And if you did, you might remember this passage from Macduff, when he just found out that his whole family had been murdered in a terrible and unexpected and disastrous circumstances. And he said, "All my pretty ones," did you say all? "Oh, hellkite, all, what, all my pretty chickens and their dam at one," and we've got the word fell, "at one fell swoop." So you can imagine the audience in Shakespeare's day who would have been more familiar with birds of prey, eagles and falcons, which is what a kite is. It's a particular type of falcon, a bird of prey. And you can imagine them picturing this murderous, evil bird swooping down and taking his wife and all of his children in one terrible, sudden and unexpected moment, and that's the one fell swoop of the bird. That saying has now entered our language as a common phrase, as many of Shakespeare's sayings did. But we don't use fell to mean that in that evil sense anymore. We do still use a cousin of the word felon, F-E-L-O-N. Which originally meant someone who was cruel or wicked, and now we use it to refer to someone who is a criminal. But you can see that they both come from the same French origin. So hopefully if you can just remember the link to felon, or if you're a fan of Shakespeare, remember these words from Macduff, then next time you go to say that something has happened in one fell swoop, you won't say that it happened in one foul swoop. Thank you.